Africa, the cradle of humanity, a continent teeming with diverse cultures, languages, and traditions. At the heart of it all lies a profound spirituality. This is not merely a religion but a way of life. It is a deep connection to the ancestors, the land, and the cosmos. In ancient Africa, spirituality was not separate from daily life. It was interwoven into every aspect of existence. From birth to death, rituals and ceremonies honored the delicate balance between the physical and spiritual realms. Our ancestors understood the interconnectedness of all things. They lived in harmony with nature, recognizing the divine in every element. This spirituality fostered a strong sense of community. It emphasized values like Ubuntu. This philosophy, often translated as humanity towards others, promoted compassion, respect, and unity. It recognized that our well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of others. This collective spirit ensured the survival and prosperity of African communities for millennia. In a world grappling with spiritual bankruptcy, a new generation seeks meaning and purpose. They are turning away from imposed doctrines and looking inwards, towards their roots. Leading this spiritual renaissance is Joshua Maponga, a charismatic thought leader and theologian. Maponga's message is simple yet profound. Africa must return to its spiritual foundations to heal and reclaim its rightful place in the world. Maponga's teachings resonate deeply with Africans across the diaspora. He challenges the narrative of colonization and religious dominance that has sought to erase African spirituality. He reminds us that our ancestors had a rich and sophisticated understanding of the divine. This wisdom, he argues, holds the key to solving the myriad challenges facing Africa today. Maponga's advocacy extends beyond mere rhetoric. He calls for a practical application of African spirituality in daily life. He emphasizes the importance of Ubuntu. He urges us to embrace our collective responsibility towards each other and the planet. His vision is one of a reawakened Africa, empowered by its spiritual heritage and poised to lead the world towards a more just and sustainable future. The arrival of European colonizers in Africa marked a turning point in the continent's spiritual journey. It was a brutal encounter that left deep scars on the African psyche. Colonization was not just about land grab and resource exploitation. It was also a systematic assault on African culture, identity, and spirituality. Missionaries armed with the Bible and a sense of religious superiority sought to convert Africans to Christianity. They demonized African spiritual practices. They branded them as pagan and barbaric. Sacred shrines were destroyed. Ancient rituals were forbidden. A whole belief system passed down through generations was dismissed as primitive superstition. This spiritual conquest was not merely a byproduct of colonization, it was a deliberate strategy. By severing Africans from their spiritual roots, colonizers aimed to break their will, their sense of self, and their unity. A spiritually disconnected people they believed would be easier to control and exploit. This deliberate erasure of African spirituality has had far-reaching consequences that continue to plague the continent today. The suppression of African spirituality has left a gaping void in the lives of many Africans. Stripped of their ancestral beliefs and practices, many were left feeling lost and spiritually adrift. They struggled to reconcile their indigenous identities with the imposed religions. This spiritual disconnect has had profound cultural and psychological impacts. Culturally, the loss of traditional spiritual practices has led to the erosion of valuable knowledge. Ancient wisdom about healing, agriculture, and social harmony has been lost or forgotten. The bonds of community, once strengthened by shared rituals and beliefs, have weakened. This has contributed to individualism, social fragmentation, and a decline in traditional values. Psychologically, the internalized oppression of colonization has led to feelings of inferiority and self-doubt. Many Africans have come to view their own cultures and spiritualities as inferior to those of the West. This has resulted in a loss of self-esteem, a disconnect from one's heritage, and a sense of rootlessness. To reclaim our roots and rebuild our spiritual connections, we must embrace our heritage and traditions. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to support the revival of African spirituality.